I had to turn that off. That was loud. Guys, I am in Titusville, Florida, living a dream. I'll talk more about that in a minute. Standing up, I've got the camera right here by the TV, and my laptop's right here in front of me, so I see it shining off me. But if I close it, you can't see nothing. Actually, the lighting is better that way. Titusville, I love this place. This is something that it's a small place. We're doing the softball magazine training camp here. I'm not a. Here's the deal. I'm not a pro here. I talked to a lot of people the other day on what is a pro. You know, I do a lot of hunting. I'm a guide, right? But they talk about PH, pro hunters, you know, and I see that all over TV a lot. But what makes you a pro hunter? You got to take a certificate and kind of pass a course or whatever. You know, I've been hunting since I was 9. I'm 60, 65, going to be 66 in a couple of months. And I'm a professional guide. I mean, I get paid for it. So I had a lot of people come up to me in the tent today asking me questions, thinking I was a pro here with a lot of the guys. Bob O'Brien was here, does a great job. I'm gonna post some pictures of him later. Didn't do any video. I don't do that. Bob does his own stuff when it comes to that. A great guy, Bob O'Brien. Knows what he's doing when he gets out there. Had a group of people watching him today. And this is my first time here. I got invited a couple of 3 years ago. Bogey invited me out. I never could make it. Plus, I never could get tickets to it. And to come here just to hang out, you know, under senior softball bat reviews. But Cage wanted to come on tonight. The Bat Bros, him and the Bat Bros, and that's funny because it's actually something that's out there. So him and Coleman will be coming on in a minute. I'm kind of gonna go through some things. That's how come I went on early tonight, and I'm gonna kind of go. I don't need to do that, man. Get feedback back into the. And I'm kind of not rant, but I'm kind of talk about some things. The one thing that I do notice is a lot of people that I talk to are fans from the senior softball bat reviews days. So they'll understand. I've become, whenever I'm on these podcasts, I've become more corporate, you know, and that's a good thing because I don't talk smack anymore about bat companies or anything like that, and I can't. We don't. You know, Show Porch doesn't do that. There was a few bat companies up here today, and we all got along and talked, and that's where I like to see it. But the one thing that, you know, before I start ranting on about this stuff, because they're going to come on pretty early here, guys, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, guys, get on and join. And I'm going to talk to Cage and Noah later on about this, is, you know, about reps. If you guys are reps, you need to be watching these podcasts, because, you know, if you can learn one or two things that actually make you move product a lot better and a lot faster, then you got to listen to these guys when they talk later on, because I'm going to ask them a bunch of questions. What can be better with Show Porch? Because I think that we have the most reps of any bat company out there. And here's the deal. It's working. It's working for us. And we're going to get into the numbers later on about why it's working for us. Because the movement, everybody talks about the movement, and I need to get back to talking about the movement. And I learned a lot this last weekend about that, you know, and I haven't got away from it. We have so many new people coming on that I need to keep talking about the movement and what is the movement. I've had people out there on podcasts say there's no movement. And I'm here to tell you there's a movement. and we kind of, when they said that on a podcast years ago, we kind of blew them off. Like, it was just like, and he was from another bat company and they were from another bat companies, and we don't give a shit what they say. You know, we put our nose down nose to the grindstone, and we just start pushing and pushing and pushing and coming out and talking to people. Gentlemen, it showed it at the tent last week at the Challenge Cup. It showed it at the tent this week. You know, a lot of people coming to the tent asking questions. And I kind of want to go through a little bit of that tonight. And I know we're kind of jumping on here at last minute, but Cage wanted to come up here and talk about some things. I think he's headed to a tournament on that U-Trip side. So a lot of you guys probably jumped on here to see Cage, but they're going to come out probably about 20, 30 minutes maybe from now. That's how come I came on a little bit earlier. I do want to give a shout out to Larry. He's one of my #1 fans that I have out there. He's been with me since the beginning of 2009, the beginning of senior softball bat reviews, and hell of a guy. I got invited to go out to a villa, and I forget where it was at because Todd had set it up. So I got invited to go out there, and they were taking batting practice in the morning. And I showed up, and then they had a big barbecue after that, and everybody sat around. And that's what, when we talk about the movement, that is exactly what, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit tonight before they came on, but that's what the movement is. It was a small community. It was retired union postal workers, and they play softball, and they're big fans of Short Porch. So I got invited. I came up a day earlier, left work, came up a day earlier, and guys, if I would have videotaped that whole thing, which I don't like doing that because I like being in with the guys and talking to them. It's not like a stunt, right? So I don't want to use them to pump us up. I like visiting these places without the camera on. You notice I didn't do any camera work that day. I might have taken some pictures, some still shots, but that's it. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy that's going to go out there and take pictures of all these guys that are talking about us. It was something that I showed up to. Larry's my #1 guy. Talked to him a little bit. He's struggling a little bit with his health, and I talked to his wife. And guys, listen, I'm not a doctor. I'm really not. But nor do I claim to be a doctor. I just put people on a path where it's going to better their health. And these are people that are in their 70s. And I talk to them at length, especially the wives, because the wives usually talk to the husbands. And I talked to them about a few things that I think they need to ask their doctor. So I gave them a list of things, and I got a contact information from Larry's wife, and just talk to them about these are the questions you need to. Guys, I have a mom. She's probably watching tonight, like 80, I hope I don't get this right, 88, 87, around that. I think she's 88. So I talk to her about her health. I look at her blood work. I tell her to ask the doctor questions. So I'm just doing the same thing that I would do with my mom. You know, my dad's passed years ago. But I do the same thing with my mom, and I have her ask the doctor's questions. She's in great health. She walks around. She's good. She drives, she can talk for hours. So that's what I like doing. And I don't like a freaking camera in my face or camera trying to get a publicity stunt out of this. I don't do that shit. Short Porch doesn't do that shit. We get feedback. We talked about the movement over a year and a half ago. And we kind of quit talking about it because it has taken off, and we do got the naysayers and the haters that go up there and start just talking shit about it. We don't care about you guys. We don't trash it. That's one thing that the people came at the tent the last 2 weeks and said, well, y'all don't trash anybody. As a matter of fact, you'll talk very highly about everybody. There's other people that pop off and we don't care. We don't care what they have to say. If we're worried about them, we're not doing our freaking job and worrying about you guys out there wanting to get in the bats. So the movement is, it's like, and I talked to a ton of people today and yesterday and day before, is that, and even last week, it's the movement is fitting. You walk into a golf place and you kind of talk to them about fitting you, length of clubs, club head weight and hand weight and flex and all that other stuff. Well, we came up with this idea about, Jeff did and Leslie did, and I did it years ago when I senior softball bat reviews. That's how come I was such a great fit. Like the big question that I got the last 2 weeks was, why did you leave? Why did you leave senior softball bat reviews to go here with one company? For a lot of things, I believe in the company. And for one, I get to build shit. I get to put my input to Jeff and Leslie about bats that I've swung over the last 15 years that it might impact Short Porch, right? So I've learned some things in the last 15 years by taking bats and swinging them, all different kinds of bats. Weight distribution, barrel flex, handle flex, age, bat speed, stuff like that. So I can help a company grow, and I'm leaving a mark. I don't think I would have left the mark with senior softball bat reviews that I'm leaving with Show Porch, right? So I come up with ideas, and they'll shoot them down, or it makes them think, right? Anytime you join a company, it brings somebody in to look at it in a different way. Although the company was growing, here I come in and I start giving them suggestions, right? About formulas, weight distribution formulas, because there is one. I even said that when I started my website years ago. Was at the beginning, at the top of my website, it's not about what feels good in your hands, it's a formula, and had bat speed in there too. So basically what the movement is, put your head down, don't talk about other companies, and try to help people, and then talk to people. That's basically what we've been doing. Me and Todd been doing for the last couple of weeks, and Sarah was in there, and we've been doing for the last couple of weeks. And then we had some people come by, to the tent and sit there, and they know. The problem is, and I'll talk to Cage about this later, and Noah, is what our reps need to get on board about the movement. I sure hope a lot of our reps are watching tonight. Is you guys got to understand what we're doing, and don't pass on misinformation. I'm not saying you are, but don't pass on misinformation when you talk to people about what better bat fits your swing. I've had guys come up in the last 2 weeks with me and Todd and sit there and say, I want this. Well, you don't need that. You need this one. Well, I want instant gratification. That's the thing that we've learned in the last few weeks is, we've learned it. We talked about this in podcasts. Is everybody wants that instant gratification, and then cry and moan when they blow it up in 50 swings. That's the magic number, 30 to 50. It's a joke, right? It's the magic number. Everybody calls in at this time of year because it's cold. I blew it up in 50 swings. I blew it up in 30 swings, right? Why are you swinging a bat this time of year? That's another thing too, the weight of balls. I talked to guys about this last week. There's a certain ball out there that's overweight by at least half an ounce, 4/10 of an ounce, right? There's a ball out there, you hit that bat and you think, oh, your bat's cracked too easy. No, what kind of ball are you hitting? How cold was it? There's anybody out there that should be hitting this kind of weather. Well, it was 80, what was it the other day? Guys, it was 84 degrees where I was at, and it was 50 degrees in the morning when I got there. And then you sit there and you say, well, it was 80 something degrees. No, it was, how long it takes for that bat, I'm going to say thaw, but how long it takes for that bat to thaw out, or those balls to actually get to room temperature? To get the room temperature that you should be hitting at, it takes a while. Not no 2 days, a bat probably 2.5 days, a ball 5 to 7 days. For it to get warm up again at room temperature. I'm not talking about sticking in the oven or anything like that, and then guys sit there. That's the biggest thing. Well, it was 85 degrees outside when I did it. What damage did you do to it before you got into that situation where you cracked it? Especially when I get bats that have just tore up a wall, not only a shark tooth, but a big shark tooth. And if you guys think that you can just beat the shit out of it, because I can see a beginning of a shark tooth, but then again, you guys keep hitting it, and get that big shark tooth, thinks that it's going to make us sway anyway. We already know, guys, we've been doing this for a long time. We know how, by looking at your barrel, we know how many swings you got, basically how many swings. We can get pretty close on how many swings you put on that bat. You're not fooling anybody. So when you bring in a bat that's been a USSSA bat that's been blown up, you probably got a crack and then start beating up against something and just get a crack more, thinking, well, they can't turn this one down because look what happened to it. Well, a ball didn't do that, And that's from doing this for years, guys. We all know by looking at a bat. So what has happened is all the senior bats right now, because I am with Show Porch and I am down here, go to me. Dave, what do you think about this? You're going to approve it or you're going to not approve it? For one, all senior softball bats across the border not have a warranty on them, right? So we can not warranty that bat if we think that you actually hit that bat in cold weather or you rolled that bat, right? Our end caps, right? If you roll our bat, you have trouble with the end cap. So they say, hey, Dave, I'm having trouble with this end cap. And I'm going, did you roll it? No. Although I know that a lot of bat companies, a lot of bat sellers out there, I can't say them, but there's a lot of places, sporting goods out there that offer that at a $15 to $25 rate. I know that, right? So a lot of the older guys, a lot of the guys that wanted instant gratification, they'll sit there and say, can you roll this for me? Or can you prematurely break it in? What they say, they don't say rolling. You want it broke in for you? Yeah, sure. What, $25 more? Okay. Then the end cap starts separating out because we're rolling it this way, in that rolling it this way, and they're creating a wrinkle effect that practice that end cap, the adhesive in that end cap. These are little things that hands-on that I see. So now Cage, I'll talk to him in a minute too, Cage was our guy to do everything. Cage just has so much on his plate. I'll talk about him later on when it comes to that, but he has so much on his plate where he's doing and guys, he's probably one of the hardest workers at Short Porch since I'm hands-on. He's got 11 different things. I went in and took 2 of them off his plate. One of them was the warranty on the senior bats, which you don't have a warranty, but we have bats that if you guys take out, and which always happens this time of year with all bat companies across the board, because I'm talking for everybody. I'll help them out. I'll help all the bat companies out right now. And they're getting the same thing that we're getting, right? This time of year, everybody turns bats in because they crack. Why? Why it isn't happening during the summertime? Well, common sense says it's the heat. Heat's helping. Cold is not. So don't hit your shit in the cold weather. That's another thing that I got ripped on for the last 2 weeks is why don't you go back to how you were talking before? Because I'm a corporate man now. I'm a corporate man. I can't talk like that anymore. Human resource would be all over my ass if I said the shit that I want to say. So that basically what the movement, and I think all the reps need to get on board with this, right? It's gotten to be, if you don't know what you're talking about, how can you represent our brand? When you're talking to somebody, because that somebody knows. So that somebody asks, and then all of a sudden you start fumbling around and don't really know what fits their swing. What's your bat speed? The first thing that comes out of your mouth should be, what's your bat speed? First thing, when they come up to a tent, and I'm there, Todd, same way. What's your bat speed? And then I look at height, right? Long arms, leverage, muscular frame, right? I look at all that, right? No. I had guys come by the tent and go, keep walking. We don't have shit for you. They're just big men, right? And that happened twice this last couple of days. And I was fucking with them, but I was just like, keep walking. There ain't nothing here for you to see. I said, I could put you in a Brandon Murray. You'd love that bat. It's a DDT, Brandon Murray, dual distribution, right? That's a little bit more tougher. Look how Brandon hits it, but he's one of those big guys. Yeah, and then all of a sudden they come to what's the hottest thing you got? I said, man, I would never put you in my bat. Never. We have the blackout, we have the OG blackout one piece, but no. And you know what? They buy it because we got a tournament coming up. If it makes it through the tournament, that's all they give a shit about. That's across everybody wants instant gratification. They don't want to put into work, right? Brandon Murray's bat, hell of a bat, great bat. Had a guy hitting it today, hitting bombs with it. 42 years old, hitting bombs with it, right? It lasted. I mean, we had it in bat demo today, and it lasted the whole time. And it didn't hardly do compression tested at 180 at the end. I didn't sit there and count how many swings it got on it, but a lot of people swung it, But everybody wants that. Everybody, when they come to the tent, oh man, this one was hot, like real fast. Here, slap the money down. I want that one. And I tell them, don't be coming back. Don't be coming back. I told one guy today, don't be coming back. Because we sold a ton of bats today, right? So I said, don't be coming back, man. Don't be coming back and say you cracked this thing. I'll take a picture of them. I'll play around with them. Take a picture with the bat. Boom. I'll hit it. Okay, now that I got you, don't be calling in saying that you cracked that bat, because that bat is way too high performance for you. You're going to compress those walls. And if you hit it in cool weather with a cool ball, you're going to blow it up. That's the tech that we have. We have bat-ass tech. We sell to all seniors. And I'm talking about seniors only when I talk about that little, those little discussions that I'm talking about. This is senior. Dave Velasquez, senior softball director, Short Porch. That's what I'm talking about. U-Trip we'll talk about later on. Our U-Trip is blowing the F up. And I haven't even talked about everything now. But here's the deal. Grassroots, man. Grassroots with no cameras. I freaking love it. Talking to the people out there that working their ass off are retired, union workers that are retired. and don't have a lot of money to spend, and they want to fit themselves in the best bat. We took some bats out there and let them hit them. They were they were so happy, you know, because I'd been around for years and I'd been on senior softball bat reviews. So they knew, they watched me for years. Dave, I picked bats off of what you said. Yeah. And, you know, and why don't you go back to that? Because, you know, you're so honest with stuff. You know, we like the way you joked around and do your bloopers and stuff. Well, it's corporate now. You know, I belong to a brand that I have 100% respect for, and I think is going places with the new tech that's coming out in the next year. I saw it, guys. It's good shit that's coming out. So I'm going to talk to Cage later on about what reps need to do, because I think Noah's with him, and I think if I get some information from those guys, that they can actually educate a lot of seniors, a lot of reps out there that want to be reps. And not only, here's the deal too, our reps handle everybody. Our reps handle the senior market, and our reps handle the U-Trip market and the ASA market, and soon to be fast pitch, and then the BB core that are, we had a drop. We didn't have a drop, but we had some that come in. I don't know if I can talk about that because Jeff didn't tell me. But we have some bats that are coming in next week, and I don't know if Cage wants to talk about that, but it's just something that we're doing. And we have very little, U-Trip bats. We have a few, but our U-Trip are selling like hotcakes, and people are out there buying them because what? That's the only thing I hear. I'm going to get into a little bit of that later on and tell some stories about this stuff. But let me tell you something about the ladies. I have some ladies that watch me, and I gave you a little story like last week. I'm a big storyteller, right? I talk about things. So last week, what I had was I had this girl come by the tent, and you guys remember the OG baby blue wig popper balance bat. Everybody loves that bat. That bat probably worth a lot of money right now, brand new. So she comes by and she goes, can I trade this out? And we're like, what do you want to trade it for? And then we find out, well, what is it? What's a baby blue wig popper? All of a sudden, oh shit. Because here's what I like about short porch. The resale value on a lot of short porch bat, if the compression is right, is through the roof. The resale value, right? So there are people that, these are the deal. There are people that hang around our tents that want people to come in and, hey, this bat just doesn't feel good to me. Could you trade it for it? We don't trade that. We don't trade that unless it's like an OG, you know, and if Stacy Carr is around there, she'll gobble that thing up, you know, because that's what she swings. And that's a big demand on the OG, the flat cap. Baby blue wig popper's up there too, you know. A lot of people want that bat. Well, she comes out with a baby blue wig popper, you know, the blue one. And before the sunshine, and everybody likes that bat. And I said, well, can you do me a favor? Just bring it over here and let me look at it, right? So she goes, it just doesn't perform for me. And I'm like, okay, that's not a problem. Let me do a compression test on it. Me carrying around a compression tester solves a lot of everybody's problems, just to let you guys know. A lot, right? So I compression tested it. It compression tested at 200. Now, across the board, my ladies on here tonight, right? No lady out there should be swinging a bat with a 200 compression. And I told her, I said, what I would do, because her husband plays ball too, is I would give it to him, and I would just let him hit it, get it down to 175. And I talked to a lot of ladies in the Challenge Cup about this too, because I started compression testing ladies' bats, right? And the average ladies' bat out there is about a 175. That is awesome. With short porch, you can go down to 150 and get great performance on it, on the ladies' part, right? Or maybe the older seniors, these 80-year-olds, 75, 80-year-old, the average players out there. Your compression needs to be 150, 155, 160, 170, and that's it. You get anything over that, you need to break it down a little bit more, right? So unless you have a compression tester, how do you know this? Well, I can only carry the compression tester around where I'm going to do it. There's no really good way unless you get somebody that swung a lot of bats that actually swings that bat and can feel that barrel flex. I would not suggest a guy with a 90-mile-an-hour bat speed, because that's going to just blow it up, right? So you want somebody in there that's experienced about swinging bats, and that's the easiest way to do it. You can feel how soft that barrel is by taking 75% of your swing and get up there and make a decision on that. I can do that. Jeff can do that. I don't even know if I want to bring you guys on right now. For one, you're early. So no, I'm not doing it. So the ladies out there across the board, I got you on hold right here, so I'll get you. The ladies out there that that are looking for a bat that isn't. There was one girl that had 3 bats in her bag. One of those bats was playable. One of those bats came down to a 150 compression, and she said that bat feels very good. Well, I did a weight distribution number on it, and her hand weight was 7.4. Her end weight was a 17.8, and this was a little girl. When she sees this, she'll know that I was talking about her. And I said, no, you should not be swinging a 17.8 on the end with a 7.4 on the hands. No way, too much barrel drop. You'll hit one good because it's a 150 compression. You'll hit one really good, but what happens is when you hit one good, you fall in love with it. But then again, the next one you might miss hit. That's weight distribution numbers. You get a barrel drop on it when you swing it, especially the ladies out there. I get a barrel drop when I swing it. If I swing that back, yeah, I'll hit one, you know, I'm not going to say, but I'll hit one very far. And what's going to happen is I'll hit 1 out of 10, but then again, those other 5 swings will go right into the dirt. I'll get barrel drop. I'll fly it up, you know. But then again, everybody's, and I talked about another guy, everybody wants that shot, right? That shot that hits 400 feet. And they're like, oh, what do people remember? They remember that batting average of 500. No, they remember that shot that you just hit 400 feet. So they're satisfied with that, walking away from a tournament going, did you see how far that ball went? Bitch, you hit 500. You hit 500 or 300. We were talking about a guy this weekend, talking to guys last weekend. You hit 300. Yeah, but did you see that shot I hit? That's what a lot of bat companies out there focus on. We don't, because there is a formula with hand and weight and barrel flex and handle flex. We want you to carry an 800 batting average and still be able to hit that 420-foot shot, 380-foot shot. That's what I need to train a lot of our reps about, right? Because there's a formula in the hand weight that creates consistency. A lot of people don't know that, okay? The DDT. Why the DDTs are taken off in seniors and UTRIP? Because it creates consistency. I had a guy come up to the tent today. I'm going to get them on right after this. I had a guy come up to the tent today. And Jeff Kessler, I'm sorry I didn't tell you about this, but he did it. And he goes, I'm so sick and tired of this shit, all these new bat companies. And I have proof that this guy said this. I have proof that this guy said this. I listen to all you guys. I listen to all you guys, right? Oh, that's rain. It's raining hard here. Lightning too. If I lose you guys, I'll try to come back on. But anyway, I had a guy come in today. He's mad. Well, he's not really mad. He's just frustrated. You know, I'm so sick and tired. I'm so sick and tired of these bat companies, all this effing hype. You might have not said the F-bomb. I kind of added that in there for like surprise shit, right? So all this effing hype, and all you guys do is go through hype. That's all you do. You don't back your shit up. He goes, what is this anti-aging shit that you guys threw out there? So I stand up and I go, what are you talking about? I said, we explained anti-aging. It's a different kind of mixture of Kevlar that is added into the Kevlar in a raw state, which is a liquid state, right? And then Jeff found out a way where he can take a bat and it actually holds compression for such a long time. And it gets down to 150 compression. And I'm talking to him about this. And I said, it gets down to 150 compression with a trampoline effect with our Kevlar. That's amazing, wouldn't you think that? And it's got instant break-in. And you can carry a 210 compression. For me, I hated it. But guess what I do now? I love a 200 compression with that anti-aging, that X composite barrel. So all of a sudden, this guy's going, okay, all right, well, how do you mix it? Okay, we don't buy sheets of Kevlar from people. We make our own Kevlar in the liquid state. We add stuff to that liquid state. We heat it up. We get it crystallized, and it turns into a weave, right? So we get the weaves. We send them, fly them over to China. And that's where I went. And he goes, oh, okay, all right. What about this DDT shit? Is that just a gimmick? And I go, well, you have one? He goes, yes. I said, okay, crack it and cut it open. I'm not going to cut it open here. Right? I'm not going to give you a bat to cut open. You got a cracked one? No, but I'll crack mine. He takes off, right? Because he's pissed at all these companies going, this is the best thing I've ever swung. And I built it and I tweaked it and shit like that. And I understand his frustration. I really do. I feel for him. But we don't do that shit, right? So all of a sudden, this ain't no shit, guys. This was yesterday. This morning, he comes walking in with a Sawzall. I didn't tell Jeff this. He's going to hear it right now, and I guess Cage is listening to it too. He comes walking in with a Sawzall at this softball magazine, and I tell him, is that for the bat? He goes, damn right. I said, make sure you videotape it and have a lot of people in front of you. Okay? This is shit that will like fry our ass. If we don't back up our shit, this is, and a lot of companies don't back up their shit out there. This is what I fucking love with people out there, because they're tired of the bullshit of people sitting up there and claiming they got the next best thing. And all of a sudden, these people like this cut it open. Oh shit, I love that shit. Right? He takes it, he cuts it open, he splits it, and here's the deal. He couldn't get the Sawzall all the way through it, so he cut it at the bottom, he cut it at the top. He got a place where he can look in there to see where that second weight is at. He comes back and he goes, I'm sorry. And I go, you leave that here. Don't take that shit with you. Can you do me a favor? Now that you know, leave it here. He goes, you do have another weight in there, and it's solid. I said, yeah, it weighs a little, depending on the size you get, it's either an ounce or an ounce and a quarter or an ounce and a half. I said, one thing, I understand your pain. I understand what you're going through, but thanks for doing that for me, and thanks for having a crowd around when you did that. Right? I don't even know who the guy is, but he cut our bat open. I want more of that shit to happen with other people, right? Because he could have cut it open, couldn't have anything in there, and not to ask him to videotape it, you know. And then he was at you guys ask around for him. He was at the camp, you know. He walks off, then people started getting around the tent, right? People started coming around the tent because they heard this guy say that. He takes his Sawzall back. He said the Sawzall couldn't even cut all the way through it because of the Kevlar, I guess. Sawzall couldn't even cut all the way through it. And me and Todd are laughing. I'm like, okay, that's some good shit right there, right? I like guys like that actually say, back your shit up. Oh, shit, you did back your shit up. Okay, my bad. But that guy's going to tell everybody what he did, right? Oh, you guys can claim, you got an extra weight in there, but how are you going to prove it? I haven't showed it to anybody. Jeff doesn't want me to show anybody. I wanted to. I wanted to show you guys. Let's prove this shit. All these guys out there talking shit. Let's prove this. So that was funny. It was entertaining, and I'm glad the guy did it. Let me see what I got here.
Hey, what's going on? What's happening?
Hey, did you hear me go off for a little bit right there?
Yeah, we heard.
I tell you what, that was badass.
Jumping down your rabbit hole as always.
Yes, always. I get shit like that. See, y'all need to get that too. Y'all need to get that attitude right there too, where y'all get that head cocking like that. You know, and y'all guys start just like somebody comes up, we get hey, do it, bud, do it. Hang on, let me see something here.
Oh goodness.
See, I can't even look at myself. Can y'all read the comments?
Yeah, we can see them. I know you won't see them. I'm looking at them. Yeah.
Okay, I want you to answer them because I don't actually pull that shit up because I have people messing with me. And I get those squirrel moments. I was diagnosed today.
For the moment, you're good.
I was diagnosed today with ADHD. Just to let the record straight right here. Sarah diagnosed me in the tent.
Yeah, you have a full moment for sure. I wouldn't doubt her.
No. And no, actually, I told Tammy, I told my wife, I said, I think I have ADHD. She goes, who told you that? I said, Sarah, and I showed her a picture. Sarah's the one who did it. Let me go back over here. I think I'm off that rant right now. Let me talk to you guys. What made you guys decide what the Short Porch Bros? And I think it's an amazing idea for y'all guys to get up here and do this shit. Where hell, we can pull it in 65 right now, Cage, because I know Cage likes those numbers. And I wouldn't have done this by myself. I had to get you two guys on here on a Friday night. I can't pull up them kind of numbers, Cage. So now you two guys get on here because they have pretty faces, right? Now we have pretty faces. Hey,
we smile like you, Dave.
You know how many people got on here early and got off because, oh shit, it's the old guy talking. We don't want to hear them. We want to hear the Short Porch Bat Bro guys, you know?
Yeah, I don't know how we came up with that, honestly. Cage.
I think I might have said it, and then he made the little logo thing,
little law thing.
So I think what are y'all going to do with it? What are y'all guys going to do with this?
I don't know. We might spontaneously do lives. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
We'll see what happens.
Here and there.
What I would do, and I talked to Rachel about this too, is get on a schedule. That way everybody tunes in. You can be every other week, but just pick a night, and just do it on there. I know Rachel has Monday nights, and then go on as many podcasts as you can. Basically, talk about what you guys are doing. I do want to get to a lot of questions. Noah, what do you do, Noah? What do you when you start swinging short porch?
I started swinging short porch probably about 7 months ago. I want to say I swung the wig popper for the first time. And fell in love with that OG wig popper. Yeah, fell in love with it. Absolutely fell in love with it.
Sweet.
But I think when I picked you up, you were swinging the banana.
Yes,
I think I picked you up because of the banana videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So you put out videos too?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
TikTok.
I'll get to that. I'll get to TikTok too.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, what about Instagram, Facebook?
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Both of you guys can answer this. Let me ask you a question. This is totally off what I said, Cage. But let me ask you a question. What is the best for U-Trip? What is the best? What is the best platform for U-Trip? Because I've been hearing I think what I heard was Instagram was in the middle. You have TikTok for the younger kids. And then you had Facebook was for like the older group of people coming in. I don't necessarily think, 70-year-old guys are going to get on Facebook, but I do think that every one of those platforms has a purpose with age groups. Yeah. What do you guys think?
I think Facebook's still going to be your biggest platform.
Yeah, for the most part. And then in my opinion, TikTok probably takes second place in that.
Yeah, Instagram to me definitely falls in the last category.
Yeah.
But Facebook's probably your number one overall. Yeah,
absolutely.
The one thing I will say, and I'll start this right now, is you guys, if you are on Facebook or because I do it on Facebook, I do it on I've got analytics on Facebook because I'm in that professional mode, I guess, that business stuff. And then YouTube, I get that too, where analytics on the people that you're drawing, right? The age that you're drawing to. And I got criticized 2 years ago where I was not in tune with the 40s or the kids, right? So I kind of me and Cage talked about this, and there's somebody that said that he's just not in tune with the 40s and the over 40s. His age gap is 65. And the kids too. But let me give you some numbers here that I pull off Facebook. For one, age and gender, I have 14% women that are engaged on Facebook with me. But look at these numbers, guys, 25 to 34. And we're going to kind of go what you guys are doing. And that's how come I think that your platform that you're going to do right now is going to freaking explode in the next 6 months. Because on mine, I'm 65, right? On mine, 25 to 34, 24%. That's my highest, is 24%. That used to be 60s. But now, because of the movement that we're doing in our U-Trip bats are just blowing through the roof. Everybody's starting to engage with me because we do the podcast, So we do need. I do, like Cage. Me and Cage talked about it in the office. Was my biggest platform is seniors. Well, it's not that much anymore on information, right? So now it's went down. My second is 35 to 44, and that's 20%. That's my second. So we're still into the U-Trip and the younger seniors, the 40-year-olds, which would never watch my stuff. The next one is 45 to 54. So, and then the next one is 55 to 64. That one was 18%. Now it's 16%. Now 65, which is my group, is 11%. It's actually totally flipped. Right, where the U-Trip is taken off, the young kids are taken off. I call them young kids, but it's the young 40s that are taken off, all because of the information and the movement that they're jumping on board. And Cage will tell you this: we see this in our analytics when our U-Trip bats are just 4 minutes. You're selling out a U-Trip line. You're just running through a U-Trip line in 4 minutes.
Yeah, we run through them. What was that? That first run of After Dark. So we run through that quick.
Yes.
That was it, like 8 minutes.
It
7
was
minutes,
something stupid.
something crazy.
Something stupid. I mean, we can't. I mean, you know this as much as I do. Dave does too. We can't keep a U-trip bat in stock to save our lives. It doesn't matter how many we make, or how we market it. The U-trip market has absolutely
We
exploded.
can put a bat out there. This ain't no shit. We can put a bat out there that doesn't have anything on it except for the stamps, and it would sell out. Long as
Oh,
we
we're
talk
getting to that
about
point for sure.
long as we talk about barrel length, you know, and then barrel length and the sizes that we have on them and weight distribution numbers, because we have balance, we have quarter ounce, we have 3/4 ounce on the U trip too. So
No, what would you say the most popular model is that you think?
Most
specs wise.
definitely, I would have to go with the 12-inch DDT model for sure on the U-Trip side right now.
Yeah, I can agree.
Yeah, it's
That
just
that one hot mama.
one
That
hot mama, the blueberry.
yeah,
I mean,
both of
absolutely.
those have a strong need.
Yeah.
why? Cage probably knows why. Because of the whip.
A lot of the young guys prefer a 12-inch barrel overall.
I that's my favorite. I mean, that's why my bat's a 12-inch DDT. Then Brandon Murray likes a 12-inch too, so his bat's the more tougher barrel on that DDT model too. Let me ask you this, and this is one thing, I'll go off. I'll say what I want to say, and then you guys can actually add on to this. The biggest thing I've gotten in the last 2 weeks was this: we see you guys everywhere. We see you guys everywhere. And then guys would come up to me today and yesterday, they say, man, I go to these little tournaments, you know, that people have, and you're short porch in every dugout. It's everywhere because of that movement is actually growing and getting bigger. What do you guys see?
Me and Noah just had a conversation about it a little while ago. I mean, every field we show up to, I mean, there's short porch everywhere. I was at Boone's last weekend, short porch everywhere. Walking around the fields for the 30 minutes I was there this evening, short porch everywhere. I'll be bouncing around to see all that tomorrow, but from as far as I can see, short porch is absolutely everywhere you look. Wouldn't you say, no?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially on that U-Trip side. I mean, it's getting to that
Yeah.
point where we're getting, that popularity like the seniors.
You know what? People started coming up to and I'm sorry to cut you off, no, but when people come up to the tent today, we sold a lot of U-Trip bats today at this place, because I'm like, why are they buying U-Trip? These are seniors. Well, they live up north, so they'll buy a U-Trip bat just to hit, outdoors because it's a little more sturdy and it'll last through the winter times. So I thought that was pretty neat because we sold a lot of U-Trip bats today at a senior camp that's been around for years.
Here's a good thing too we can talk about. You're at the tent with Todd, right?
Yeah.
What all does Todd have in stock on the U-Trip side? Because I know Todd has some things in stock that we don't have.
I really can't tell you because I know how you are.
Here, hang on. Hang on. Why don't we go
Text it
take
to
a
me.
look?
Text it. Hang on. Text it to me. Just text it to me. Because guys, Cage is a wheeler and dealer, so he's actually asking me something that. And here's the deal too. I don't know what he got, and I'm kind of joking right there anyway. But Cage is a wheeler and dealer, so he's actually asking what his stock got in stock. He had some U-Trip bats out there today. He had some ASA bats out there today. They were asking about the peach. I think
We don't have any peach jailbreakers in stock either.
But we had about 3 of them in there today. Todd has 3 of them. That's what I'm talking about. And those guys love that bat and I told them this too. One thing about that peach, that ASA bat, and they were hitting good balls, 44 375s. It hits a bad ball better than it does at 44 375s. So I warned them, but they came back loving the bat, right? On that, is it the peach jaw? It's not a jawbreaker. Is it peach jawbreaker?
Yeah, it's the peach jawbreaker.
Yeah, the one.
So
peach.
looking at Todd's website, which is Phantom Sports Store, he still has 25.5 and 26.5 Scared After Darks in stock.
Oh yeah.
He still has
Right.
25.5 One Hot Mamas in stock, and he still has some fat guys in stock. He
has some fat
has
guys out there today too, and he
he
did
has some
have
26 and 27 fat guys.
Yeah, I remember the One Hot Mamas because people were going to buy the senior and they picked up the U-Trip bat. So I knew that he has some of those too. So yes, he does. And I don't know if he's hoarding them, but I don't know. He's probably watching this right now too, but you'd have to ask him that question and I'll find out more tomorrow. Did you want me to bring some back home for you? Is that what you want to do?
No, it's just, everybody's hitting us up at every corner, looking for these bats. We don't have them in stock, but Todd does.
Yeah.
Go over to Phantom Sports Store, grab you a bat. You're looking for an After Dark, One Hot Mama, fat guy, go grab you one. He has them in stock.
This is funny story, and I'll tell you guys about it today too. I mean, right now. But when at this, I think we donated 10 bats to get into this, right? All we had to do is donate. We donated some batting gloves, just stuff like that to this for the seniors. Well, they give them away as door prizes, right? They have raffles once a day. Well, somebody got a bat from another bat company, and he actually bought another bat from there 2 days earlier, and then he hit it, and he bought it. I guess they had it, and he hit it, and he didn't like it, I guess. Not our bat, from another bat company, right? So all of a sudden he went at his door prize. He had got another bat, so he runs right over to our from another company. So he runs right over to us, and he goes, "Hey, I want to trade this in." And I'm like, "Nope." And I said, he goes, "Why?" And I go, "You're part of." I said, "Yeah, but we're part of Short Porch. We don't trade other bat companies in to our bat." And I said, and I was kind of being not an ass, but I was kind of being funny, right? And I said, "Plus you would need 2 of those to trade in for one of ours." And he goes, "What?" And he goes, "Are you not a part of the softball magazine?" I said, "No, we're a vendor. We sell," but he wanted a Short Porch bat, right? And he was 42, 43 years old, kid. I call them kids, and he come over, but he was so mad because he did not trade that other. And that's just something that we're seeing across the board, because we had a lot of people at our booth and asking us questions, about Short Porch. Guys, we see you guys everywhere. What's the hype? What's the thing? What's going on? And then the guy showed up. You heard that story about the guy showing up and going, I want y'all guys hype this stuff up. Is it really true? Here, take the bat, man. You have one crack. He had one cracked open. He cut it in half. Okay, all right, you're real. But that's not our fault. That's just other people's fault that actually talk about stuff that does not perform, and our stuff does perform.
Dave, on the backdrop of your lives, there's a shirt hanging. There's always a shirt hanging back there. What's that shirt say?
You can't fake influencers, right? You can't fake influence. I actually got that from, and you're 100% right on that. I mean, you can't fake this shit, because people are not dumb where they look at you in the face and they're like, okay, guys know what they're talking about. I got another thing too, and I want to clear this up right now. Not really clear up, but talk about how many job titles do you have at Short Porch? How many? What are the things you do? I know I took 2 of them off your plate, but you got about different things that you do, isn't it?
Over registration and warranties. I'm over the USSSA market, that whole side. I'm over all of our fielding gloves. And, outside of that, I'm doing a ton of customer service from day to day.
Answering emails.
Answering emails, phone calls, people that hit me up on Facebook asking questions, and et cetera.
We were in a corporate meeting the other day, and I don't think I told you this, but they started writing down your titles. And I'm like, what the? I never knew that. I never knew that you did all that, which is 3 times more than mine, guys. It's 3 times more than mine. I guess they don't want to put a lot on my plate because I'm a senior. Cage is in charge of me. He just comes in and tells me what I want to. He'll throw a bat on my table and say, "This is senior stuff. This is your guys. You need to talk to them."
Oh, no, I walk in there with a bat, wrong department.
But yeah, another thing too, if somebody wants to register, I got this last weekend. The guy come up to me and goes, "Hey, I got a U-Trip bat, and I lost my receipt for it." As long as they registered it, it's good, right?
Yeah, as long as I have a registration for it, you submitted your receipt when you did your registration, so I can go back and pull up your receipt. If you can't find your receipt in the event of a warranty claim, that's no problem at all, because I can always go back and look.
Here's a question for both of y'all, okay, if you can ask. And I get this to this day, right? Because we love the reps out there. We want to educate the reps out there. For one, the first question is, what do you have to do to be a rep? Like if somebody is watching tonight or somebody's watching tomorrow, because we have almost 60, had 60 up here a minute ago. If you want to be a rep for Short Porch, what do you have to do? For one, you can't swing, and I got this last 2 weeks ago at the Challenge Cup. You can't swing by anybody else's product if you're going to be a rep for us. If you're a rep for us, then and we find out or have a picture taken, like it's got to be verified with a picture, right? And we got a lot of people out there. I've got pictures of people swinging at a rep for us that swing another product. That's a no-no. You can't do that, right?
Yeah. 100%, I can agree with you there. You know, we don't want to see a rep of ours um, swinging another product. You know, that just makes the rep look like they don't believe in our product, um,
Yeah,
which would be crazy, but you know, it does happen. We've seen it. You know, and I think we can all agree that our biggest thing we want to see from a rep, you know, we want to see social media presence. We want to see video. We want to see you post and talk about things. It's a whole case in point of what made me bring on Noah to begin with, because I reached out and got Noah because I saw him putting out video and getting on Facebook all the time and making that social media presence. That's what we as a company want to see. We want to see a presence on social media.
definitely, 100%. Ethics. You know, you can't get in fights. You can't be that guy. You know, especially with that, because you have the senior. You have the USSSA. You have the USSSA. I've got the senior guys, right, when it comes to that, and you got the UTRIP guys. What do you want with your guys? What do you want in ethics wise? What do you want with integrity? What do you want with, you know, like you said about putting up video? You know, it's just not putting up video. You got to be able to talk in the video. You got
Right,
to be
100%.
better to explain your back, why you like, you know, why you like the 12-inch on the DDT mark. What does it do for you, right, on a bat? Is it more fluid? You got to have experience with the bat by swinging the bat, because you can talk about the bat. And I know we talked about this in the office, where you want people to be more vocal, not just watching
100%.
you hit. What else can they talk about? Just basically that's the same. The basics on that
Yeah.
is just
And you
basically
know,
what.
another big thing is, you know, gain that knowledge of the bats. Know the difference between the bats. It's not all that hard. You know, you can most of the time find that information. If it's something you can't, all you have to do is ask. All you have to do is send a text message to one of us or an email, and we'll be happy to tell you. Gain that knowledge. Be able to answer those questions when the customers ask you.
How can we get the word out? I asked Rachel this too, but you're the guy for that U-Trip side. I think I got a way where we can talk to because both of them have to know, because if you rep our product, you're going to do it all over across the board. How can we more educate? How can we better educate a lot of our reps out there? For one, they should be watching this tonight.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was my first thought. You know,
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing you can do is watch these podcasts, watch yours, watch Rachel's. You know, watch whenever we get on live. I mean, they're there even if you're not watching it live. They're always there after the fact to go through and watch. You know, if you pay attention to our Short Porch Facebook, we're posting a lot of good information there too that you can pick up on and relay to your customers.
Yeah. How can we train them? How can we one-on-one train them? Because I'm big in this, right? So maybe even do like maybe a platform somewhere. Maybe we even do a group, you know, on that Facebook or somewhere where we get on, me and you get on there and actually talk about weight distribution, flex, you know, because I know it's more with the seniors about barrel flex. I think with you, Trip, and you've talked to me about this too, is you guys, you know, on that barrel, you need a really tough barrel because you guys' bat speeds are through the roof. So basically educate, like you get a different whip with a 12-inch than you do a 13-inch or a 12.5, right? So basically talk to these reps about what to expect when somebody asks about a short porch. How can we better get on social media without telling the world, right? About telling the world about it, and just get one-on-one with the reps, because they do. What do we got? 250 reps, 300 reps.
I want to say it's 3 to 350. You know, I'm going to make another good point here. Another good point is in the U-Trip market, in the senior market, this goes hand in hand on both markets. Is the fact that, you know, we have lower hand weights than 90% of other companies. You know, you need to be able to understand that our bats weigh out heavier. That you have to be able to understand and compare them to a different bat when a customer asks. You know, like, what is this company's bat? I swing this one particular bat. What can it compare to here? Well, that bat is going to have a lot lower hand weight. It's going to swing a lot lighter because you have that extra weight in your hand. Your balance point's a lot farther down in the barrel there too, because your barrel length is this. In this
So you
bat, you
might
need to be able
drop.
to swing this ounce.
So you might drop. Although the
Correct.
bats are the same. That's another thing too that we talk about at the office. The bat might weigh the same from our company to another company, but what kind of swinging weight does it have? What kind of hand weight does it have? And you can fit them right into that bat. If you knew the numbers off that bat and numbers off our bat, you can just fit them right.
Especially because, you know, another company's bat could very well be, you know, 10.5, 10, 11 hand weight versus where you're trying to put them in a DDT model of ours because they want to swing a two-piece DDT and something's weighing out at a 8.4 to a 9 ounce hand weight.
Yeah, I agree 100%. We need to find a way, and you guys can tank it on when you playing ball this weekend?
No
Yeah,
way, I'm not. I'm just kind of here hanging around and talking.
Oh, okay, cool. Where y'all at?
We're in Myrtle Beach. What's the tournament?
It's a WSL. I think a money. Show me the money or something like that. Maybe. I don't know.
No,
It's a pretty big tournament. They got like 46 co-ed teams down here.
what channels are you on, Noah? You have TikTok?
Yeah, I got TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. All that
What
good
are
stuff.
they? They're just not.
My TikTok is, I think it's Noah Coleman 17. And then my Instagram is, let's see here. I'm Noah Coleman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then regular on Facebook, right? Because I
Yeah.
think I got you in here too. But yeah, I was looking it up the other day, actually today, just to set the record straight.
He was
But
doing a
basically,
background check on you, Noah.
I did that. I did that a while back though. We just did
Here's a
that.
good video. Did
He's
you
clean,
scroll
man.
back
He's
far
clean.
enough to see the Did you scroll back far enough to see the video of Noah hitting the foam balls in the snow?
I saw something in the snow, but it was like no, I
That
don't.
video's great, dude.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's
Did you
hilarious.
fall?
Oh, yeah.
He did.
Opening,
Yeah, I
He
saw
opening
the
didn't,
video.
he
clip.
didn't post
I
all
saw
the
it. I
swings
saw
in
it
the
a while
video.
back.
He
I
didn't
saw
post
that
all the
video.
swings in the video. He should have put all the bloopers in there of
Oh,
him
yeah.
busting his butt.
Yeah, I fell a couple times.
I think the deal with our reps too, and I kind of said this earlier. You know, we got 300 reps and we got 52 people watching. I'm going to bet you a small handful of those people watching are reps. And I'm going to bet you a lot of people that are part of the movement are watching tonight. So the one thing the reps have to do, and it's pretty easy. And hell, I might be judging them out of out of content, but they might come in later and watch it too because after we get off, it's going to blow up because people are watching at different times. You know, and we're on at 8 o'clock, and a lot of people in that West Coast will be watching us earlier. So I think that a lot of reps are doing stuff right now, especially on the weekend, and are traveling, and they'll be able to
A lot of
watch it.
people playing ball too.
Yes. And Fridays, here's another thing too. When it comes during the season, if you guys don't pick Fridays, please, because what I ran into was on Fridays, a lot of people were traveling and driving places, and they won't be able to hear you till later. So your viewership would not be as high, you know. But here's the deal: if you're hitting at nighttime, or you guys are hitting, this is a prime example. You're hitting at nighttime, and it's after everybody went home, and you're hitting at nighttime. Your viewership should be through the roof,
100%.
right?
This is the conversation me and you had, that first day we did our live here, about how we can better our BP sessions, how we think our viewership would be better later at night after everybody's off of work and the whole nine.
Yeah, because here's the deal too. A lot of people go ball looks better hitting it at nighttime. 100% right. But you can see the extra gear that ball gets, right? I talk about it'll wobble a little bit and it'll pick up that speed.
You also don't have to worry about the ball being lost in the sun or not being able to see how far it went and everything. You can see the ball
get true
travel a lot
swings.
better.
Yes, you get true swings at nighttime because I see better at night and I have horrible vision. So definitely it goes with that. We have a are you on YouTube?
No, I'm not.
Okay, we're gonna have to talk about that later, just for the record. But I'm a big YouTube guy, right?
Yeah.
So BSC, nothing to this platform. I'm sharing to 4 different platforms tonight. That's something y'all guys, and Leslie will actually show you to get into that. And it's like a yearly fee, and you can share all of your platforms, TikTok too, and you can share over all of the X or whatever else you have. We're part of the BSC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's I forget the dates.
I think it was June.
I don't remember the dates, but there's a BSC short porch sponsored tournament we just did. Dad just cut that deal with
Yeah.
Clay Fort. It's gonna be a short porch sponsored BSC tournament in Savannah, which is about not too far from the office, about half an hour from the office. We'll be there, we'll be around. I'm sure we'll be set up. I'll definitely be walking around, talking, taking pictures, the whole nine.
It's the 6th through the 7th June.
So he Johnny on the spot. I had it right here too. So yeah, okay, that's kudos for you. I'm gonna walk you down. I'm gonna give you a little star right here because that's some good shit right there. I don't have to dig on that shit. Hey, you need to
Look
be
at
on
you
them all
earning
the
brownie
time.
points
already.
Yeah, you got some brownie points right there. I was all excited because I got Cage about it.
There will also be there's going to be a short porch USSSA tournament in Savannah too. We're still working out details and the dates we're going to have there. Kind of coordinating with D Stubbs on that at the moment, but we'll definitely be looking for it.
One thing that me and Cage are going to do, and I don't know, and he might have talked to you about this too, Noah, is I'm doing this demo bat thing up here. and we did one last week. What I'm going to do with all these bats, which we have U-Trip bats here too. We got a Rob Taylor that these guys are swinging out there, and they love Rob Taylor's bat, you know. And then we have the senior bats. Every bat that we get done here, and then last week too, because I kind of brought them this week because of a little bit of a short time from getting those bats. So I compression tested them and brought them here. Cage will get all these bats when I'm done. That's another thing too that we're going to do. We're not going to hold these bats. Cage will get them when I get back on Monday because we have a big meeting on Monday, but he'll do it, and he's going to sell these bats. So if you guys are looking for bats, get through Cage. He's got a whole list of bats that he has because he wheels and deals. But all the bats that are hitting today, and I think we've got 10 of them. I'm going to compression test them, and if they're over the numbers that Cage can sell them for, because he'll tell me what he wants, they're going to be going in Cage hands. If you guys want to, he'll distribute them. And
Yeah, I need to make a post. I'll work on that. You know, I have a bunch of bats on the wall at the moment. I've been slacking there. That's just because of the fact of how many people are messaging me and how hard it is to keep a used bat on my wall. As much stuff is coming in and out. I'll try to have a post up with what I have on hand on my wall sometime middle of next week.
We are doing another thing too, because I'm all settled in right now, is what we're going to start doing. And I actually started doing it the other day, is recording, not Facebook Live, but recording. And I know you got a little bit of this too, but at Short Porch International, I guess is what we call it now. Short Porch International, we've been doing videos during the day, and you'll be doing U-Trip bats, hitting U-Trip bats on the hit tracks.
I find that if I cut up a video instead of a live, like if I record a whole session and cut it up and, you know, make a good little video and post it on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, you know, the video reaches a lot more people than it does.
I know.
Just live.
It does. A lot more people, not just a little bit, a lot more people, especially.
And it's also a lot simpler to see the swings rather than to sit there and live and just kind of watch our entire BP session.
Yes. What bats do we have? Okay, for one, what all bats do we have? You can go from U-Trip because you're at the office, right? I mean, you work at the office, but what kind of U-Trip bats or senior bats do we have in stock right now? I know
U-Trip, we have 25 ounce Rob Taylor 240Xs and 28 ounce Rob Taylor 240Xs. And then we have 25 and a half, 26 and a half of the chalkboard, which is the Left Field Lounge exclusive. You have to be subscribed to our shirt subscription, which is Left Field Lounge, in order to be able to buy that bat, which I believe is leftfieldlounge.com. I think. I think it's Left Field Lounge shop or something of the sort. You can find the link to it on our website as well. I know we have 25, 26, 27 Bayous in stock. We have 25, 5, 26, 5 Monsters. We have some of your bat in stock. Hang on, and I'll tell you everything that's in stock.
Okay, is that okay? That Left Field Lounge is U-Trip and senior, right?
Right. Yeah, there's 25 and a half and 26 and a half available in both.
Okay.
And it is leftfieldlounge.shop.
Yeah.
Just if anybody was wondering.
So there's 25, 26, 27 Bayous in stock. There's 25 and a half, 26 and a half Monsters in stock. There is 25, 26, 27, 28 Sunshines in stock.
Surprising.
I know, that's electric. Also surprising, we have 25 and a half, 26 and a half, 27 and a half One Hot Mama seniors in stock. Also surprising here, we have 25, 26, 27, 28 Autism in stock. Those two DDT models right there, the One Hot Mama and the Autism, are very hard to believe that they're still in stock, as many as we've been selling. And then lastly, but very much so least, we have 25, 26, and 28 ounce in Dave's DDT matte paint. I don't think you picked up on that one.
Yep, I didn't pick up on that one.
I said lastly, but very much so least.
The least bats. You know, these guys give me shit for that, man, too. Cage every day gives me shit for that.
I can pull analytics and see.
I will say this:
what bat's doing the best and what bat's down in numbers, and I'm always giving him shit about how this bat's not doing good.
It's not like, hey, here's what he does. If we order a short run on bat and they order a big run on mine, he'll say that bat set up before you're dead, and I'm like, dude, I have more of mine.
I'm trying to keep you motivated, Dave. Motivated.
Oh yeah,
keep it going.
I have to go. Here's how bad it is, Noah. I'll have to get up and go hit balls off a tee just to relax because they got them in the next room with me. Dang, balls. What kind of balls do we have?
Balls. We have, I believe, all of them except for the foam balls. Let's look.
Yeah, I think I was looking the other day.
I know I have about plenty of 300s. I've got plenty of 400s. Yeah, and I'm correct. All balls except for the foam balls. So that includes 44 525, 44 400 11-inch women's, 52 700 jokers, 44 650s, 44 375s, 44 400 12-inch men's, USSSA Pro M's, and 52 300s.
Sweet. We did make contacts with a lot of these villas that are in Florida, senior villas, about getting balls. I think I brought a case up here for one of those villas that Todd talked to. You know, Todd's up there selling the shit out of stuff. Doesn't matter what it is. If we had things today, I told me not to talk about it, and I just almost messed up right there. But if we had some product here today, we could have sold 20 of them. You know, and I didn't talk about it. Cage already told me don't talk about those. I'm like, yes, sir, because we have an agenda, right? Can't talk about shit that's out there. X-Bats, when are they coming in? They ought to be in the next couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, it should be in the next couple of weeks. The senior blackout X's.
Yeah, a lot of people asking about that at the tent today too, and last week. Do you have that X-Bat? Well, no, it's going to be out here in a couple of weeks, and I had heard it's on the schedule to be out in the next couple of weeks. And we say a couple of weeks, it might be out next week. We always go out further because we don't want to, you know, overextend ourselves.
You never know what could happen when it comes to customs holds and shipping, international shipping. You never know.
Yes, 100%. And guys, ours are flown in. They're not. They don't come in on no boat or anything like that. So
Yeah,
we
we
don't
preach
know.
that often. You know, all of our products are flown in so we can quality control that temperature.
Y'all gonna start doing this regular, right? I'm kind
Yeah,
of.
I'm sure we'll do it spontaneously. I don't think it'll necessarily be on a schedule, but I definitely think it'll be a spontaneous thing.
It has to be a schedule. Okay, we know how this shit works. Like off to the side, it's got to be a schedule.
You see how he's trying to big guy me? I've been in this market. I've been around the softball world so much longer. This
Okay,
ain't gonna
here's
do
the
this.
deal too,
This ain't
guys.
gonna do that. That's how
Here's the deal
I
too.
feel every day with Dave.
I'll get on the phone with human resource. You keep your shit up just right now. I know her. I know her.
If Tammy Turner, our head of HR at Short Porch, aka Dave Velasquez's wife, poor girl, bless her heart, if she gets on this live and watches the first 20 minutes and listens to just Dave talk, she can at least write you up 20 times.
I know Cage was over here flagging you while we were watching you.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that's how come I
And then
don't
I
look at
think
the
somebody
comments.
got on here and said it. Somebody got on here and said HR as a comment. Like, yep,
Okay.
that's right.
I met my minions this last weekend, and they said, "What happened to you? You turned into like a little wuss person." We want to hear it. We want to hear you say shit. So that was a tribute. That's not me. That's a tribute to my guys from Senior Softball Bat Reviews that want me to come back. Right? They want me to be that guy on Facebook again and doing the live podcast. That's what they want. So I had to pay homage to my boys.
It hurts me to say this, but people do love you. People want to hear you. People want to
It hurts you,
to you
don't it?
talk every week.
It was really hard for you to say that, didn't it?
It was.
Really?
You notice how I got a little tongue tied there. That hurt me deep.
No,
down in
you
my
kind
heart.
of looked off, like rolling your
I know. I
eyes.
couldn't look you in the face and say that was a straight face, Bub. I'm telling you.
But Cage, and this is what it's all about. We talk about this, man. This is what it's all about. Like you're
It's
gonna
what
see
it's all
people.
about, man. This is fun. This is
Fun shit. This is
this-
not work.
this is
Well,
fun. It
it
is
is for you
truly
to
a
try to
blessing
get
that
back.
this is what we get to do for work. And in every corner of this, Dad's always saying it. We're always saying it. This is fun. Let's have some fun, guys.
Yeah.
Who doesn't enjoy being on the softball field? And this is what we're here for, and
Talking to
we're
people,
more than happy that we can bring the products to the players that we can.
and see the product grow. And
100%.
yeah, and no, I hope you're with us for a long time. If you guys need anything, just ask Cage. You need anything, just ask Cage, and whatever you do. I really think this is what I hope you guys do is more video. Get on a podcast. You guys would draw, because me and Cage talked about this years ago, where he needs to start that U-Trip and just talk to people and educate people, especially our reps that are out there too. And we need to find a way. I'll talk to you, Cage, when I get back, is how can we better educate reps about our product? Because our product is changing. Our product is changing every month, almost every month and a half.
There's not a day that goes by that Dad's not having an idea pop in his head and trying to change something. We say this often. The product is continuously improving, and there's never a moment where you, Dad, or me, we're not thinking about how we can improve at any corner.
Well, me and you did it at the ranch. We did.
Here we go with this again.
And I cannot wait.
This is that Nunya bat.
It's the Nunya bat. We talked about it at the ranch, but that's what here's the deal. What I love about you, and I'm not gonna get.
This was the first time I had met Dave. We've talked about this on live before, but this is the first time I met Dave. I fly out to Texas. We hadn't had Dave on with the company for that long, but I'm flying out to Texas to go hunt with the Dave Velasquez. I'm so excited and nervous, and he picks me up, and we talk about bats all the way to his house, and then I'd say we talk bats all the way to the ranch, but I'm pretty sure I slept all the way to the ranch like normal.
He did.
And then we get to the ranch and we're still talking about bats and talking about different bats. He's asking me things and he's testing me and talking about questions. And then
I
we're talking
did.
about an idea. And then I said something and Dave looks at me and goes, "Holy shit, why not?"
We need.
Is that the
You
Nunya?
can't talk
That's the
about
Nunya.
that bat. We can't
That's-
talk about that bat, and you know that, right? But that's
I'll
the
leave it at that.
honest truth. Is that's what happened.
It'll be a bat of 2026, and I would very strongly think that this will be the bat of 2026.
It will be. I've swung it. It is effing amazing. It's in testing.
You swung it. Guess who still hasn't swung it?
Well, aren't you the U-Trip guy? I'm not confused here, Noah. He's not the U-Trip guy.
Touche.
I'm
Touche
the
on that
senior
one.
guy.
I
Go
was
up there
sitting
and
in
look.
I was sitting in a very small restaurant in a little tiny town of Rock Springs, Texas, and I spilled my Dr. Pepper all over our table eating dinner one night there
Yeah,
about that because I was so excited looking at it, trying to pull something up about it, and I bumped the daggone drink over, and here we go.
he
I'm
was excited.
excited to get back to Georgia and hit this bat, and Dad done sent it off to somebody else.
Yeah, and then they sent it to someone else, and then I got the other one. So, and I swung it 5 times, and I threw it to the side, and I called his dad, and I'm like, "You got to be kidding me!" And that was the first time on the first try he got it right, and we talked about it, and that was a bat that they thought would never work. Last year in Vegas, they thought it would never work, and then all of a sudden, here's the deal about your dad too. Here's the deal about your dad. He's always chasing perfection. And I thought about that earlier, and I talked to somebody that says the one thing I do love about Short Porch is you're always chasing perfection. And that's why the drops are coming. And we have bat drops. And guys got to understand about bat drops that we have, it's different. The bat drops are different. It's different. It's different weight distribution numbers. It's different barrel flex on a lot of our stuff. It's different, like the X composite. Nobody knew about the X bat, and we threw it out there, not telling anybody. And then when that bat took off, okay, this is what the X bat is. Almost using the Short Porch people as like they're doing demo days, or they're like doing research and development. Hey, just swing this. We already knew what was going to happen, but here, just swing this and tell us what you think about it. That X bat took off, right? Because we knew it
Because
would.
it was giving you the same exact performance. The numbers were almost identical, but compression was lasting longer. The bat was lasting longer.
Yes,
And I'm telling you, I don't know how he did it, but Dad surely figured it out with that.
but that's him chasing perfection. That's Short Porch
Always.
chasing perfection.
There's always something we can do better. It never stops. There's
See.
always something we can do better.
Yes, and if we get there, we're gonna still push the envelope. We're gonna still push that envelope, right? NTS, like I said, NTS loves us. NTS loves us because of all the bats we have tested through there. I think your dad said a couple of weeks ago, we got 35 bats in testing right now, and all of them won't pass, right? They'll be too hot, and they'll kick them out. We got 32. So how many's going to go out? 10 or 15? Well, probably around 5 or 10 will be passed, and that'll come out. That's how come we're pushing perfection, because that's what we want. That's how we get to be number one. That's why, guys, you see bats all over everything. You see bats in dugouts, right? Because that's what I see. Or if people come to the tent, because I'm around the tent all the time, I don't walk around that much, but I do see bats everywhere. Or I listen to them hit, because they were hitting behind us and they were testing bats out behind us on that demo, right? Because we threw those bats out there, and they were saying, "Oh shit." We can't go in there and videotape too. So I know your dad's going, "Did you get any video?" Well, we can't walk in there and videotape, because it's not our clinic. It's a softball magazine clinic. We just got to stay in the tent. So
Yeah,
but
I'll have a bunch of content from this weekend. I got with WSL, got me a press pass for this weekend. I'll have a lot of pictures and video to come from this weekend, and I'm certain that we'll see a lot of Short Porch on the field.
Yeah, I got some mics for this weekend.
Noah said he's going to mic up at the field tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm a mic up out there tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's some badass stuff. You got meta glasses now? I know. Did Cage
I
have
have mine if you want them.
Do you
They're in my
really?
bag. Yeah,
Seriously?
they're in my camera
Yeah,
bag.
I need to get some. That's what
Yeah.
I need.
You're welcome to
Maybe my
wear.
next
You're
week.
welcome to wear them tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll
They're
try.
transition glasses.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, definitely. That's some good shit. Just to get content out there. Yo guys got anything else?
That's pretty much it. You got anything?
Y'all guys doing a hell of a job. I will say
Yeah.
that.
Now we're about to go back. We're going back to the field because there's games till like midnight tonight, and
Yeah.
we're gonna go push that envelope for you, Dave.
Thanks, brother. I'll see you guys
Yes,
later.
sir.
See you,
Right
Dave.
there. See ya.
All right, buddy. Now, real quick, I know you guys are anxious to get off because it's a Friday night. I got to take the wife out. Y'all guys got to take the wife out, and that's what I got too, because the wives are like, all he does is watch you on Friday nights because that's date night for a lot of you guys out there with the wife. But here's the deal: we got a lot of good shit coming. You know, I want to run these podcasts on Wednesday, and I know that I was driving on Wednesday up here, but I do want to run them on another day. I don't think I'm going to pick Friday because, what I told Cage was everybody's traveling on Friday, you know, and I can get up here and rant about different things. And what you guys are going to see going forward is a lot of the way I used to talk up to a limit because I got to go run it through human resource so I don't get in trouble. But that's the one big thing. I listen, I hear, I talk. And I love the grassroots of where Short Porch started, and that we're going to try to keep it there. You know, with the regular people, with the AA and the AAA people that just want to hit the ball and get out. And the one thing that I preached on Wednesday when I came up here for that little demo with that little small group of seniors is you got to get up off the couch and you got to get out there and you got to start walking. Start off with walking. Start off with seeing your doc. Right, make sure everything's get blood work done, get a whole panel done, make sure your health is great to get out there. And going forward, that's what I'm going to be preaching from here on out is health, nutrition, working out. I'm going to do a lot more workout videos. I was in the gym the other day, working out up here down the road here, about 5 minutes away. So I'm constantly getting my, you know, Planet Fitness. That's another thing too. I'm 65, so you get to work out at Planet Fitness with a card for free. So it's free for you guys that are over 65. I think I said 65 a while ago, but you guys are over 65 and you can go down and get a card through Humana, which it was Medicare, and get out there and hit the gym. Just get in there and walk around and do things. Get on a little bike or, you know, do a little bit of a free weights or do a little bit of machines. They got hammer machines in there too. So I got in there, did my workout. I got out and I feel great today. You know, I'll be talking more about supplement nutrition, things that you can take, hydration, going out through this whole year. Stay tuned, guys. Got a lot of good shit coming. Thanks for watching.